Alright, so now we're going to look at the two jobs that I have to do. Ovens, we have over here the digital type. On the digital type, you have down at the bottom where the wires hook in, a line, a neutral, and a line going in. They both go up, both lines that is, go up to the circuit board up at the top. And coming out, you have the wires that are going to be going to the heating elements, to either the oven or the broiler. On the circuit board is a simple relay. It's a double pole, single throw. This is a typical drawing for that schematic. Basically, it means that the switch will tell it to come on, and it'll throw both sides. So you have, well, a line here and a line here, and these are the wires going out. So it's a normally open, I mean, you know, if you're abbreviating it, normally open double pole single throw switch up there on the circuit board. Non-replaceable, I might add. Well, I guess you could rig it somehow. So on the first oven, the digital oven that I did, I got 120 volts, which means that one of these was making good contact and the other one was not. So it's feeding down here. I actually think it was this one on the left, but it doesn't matter. It could feed either one. If it doesn't get 220 volts, it's not going to cook. That's required. Well, I don't know. I mean, I could draw out the sine wave and explain how that works. But at any rate, no 220, no cook, right? So that's basically that. And here we have the conventional oven. A little bit more simple system here. So here's, again, down at the bottom of the oven, we have line, neutral, line. Every oven that I've ever seen, I don't know if they're all like that or not, has one line going up to the oven element, and then the other one goes up into the wiring, right? I'm not really sure exactly how they're wired, what goes where, when. I've never needed to know that, so I've never really looked at it. But essentially, the other wire comes down after it goes through the thermostat and the control dial and runs the oven or the broiler as it may be. So that's how you get the 220 volts here. Alright, so Star Spangled Clothing here. Today we're going to be taking a look at a few ranges. A standard range with a coil top on it, and a standard and a glass top range with a standard oven in it. The complaint on the oven is that the oven isn't working. The broil works, but the oven doesn't work. For those of you who aren't familiar with it, the broil is the top burner, and the oven only uses the bottom burner. As you look inside the oven, I guess the top and bottom coil. The broil uses the top coil, and the oven uses the bottom coil. The other item that I'm going to go look at is the coil top, and it is, I guess the coil element is cracked, and so is the oven element, which eventually will fry in half, but I guess they haven't done that yet. So we're going to take a look at those today, give you some idea about kind of oven troubleshooting, appliance repair, that sort of thing. So this was the stove in question. It is a Kenmore glass top range, standard oven. And as you can see, it just has the digital controls for the heat, and it has the standard knobs for the glass top. Complaint was that the oven was not working, so I took off the back panel. Initial check said that there was power coming in at 220 volts, which is required. The 220 volts, of course, just goes up here, ties to the circuit board up at the top. And down here, I was getting 120 volts on either side. If you stick your hot side of your meter to one of these connectors here, and then I stuck it to the neutral. The neutral's always the middle. So you have hot, neutral, hot. The neutral's always in the middle. It revealed that there was 120 volts here, not the 220 required to run the oven. And these stoves are pretty simple. It's just a circuit board on the digital ones. Okay, so here's the back of the stove. Everything's pretty simple. Just a circuit board right here and two wiring harnesses that clip right on top of the board. Or off, depending on whether you're taking it on or off. Okay, so we have the unit out here, and took off the old faceplate. I just gotta put the new one on. Pretty simple task. It's just a sticker. Sticks right on there. Alright YouTube, we're at the site of the house with the conventional coil top and conventional oven. I replaced the one burner here. We had one on hand. Wow. There it is. Little extra tidbit here. You can tell the quality of a burner based on how many coils it has. This one here has 1, 2, 3. This one here, the original burner, has 4. Provide much more even heating. That is a much more expensive element than this one, but it doesn't matter. Both of them will cook. And until I started buying appliances, I really didn't even know that. Alright, and here's a picture of the back of a conventional oven. You can see it has one wire coming directly off the hot, providing constant power to the heating element up here. And then this other wire comes down from the switches and stuff up top there, saying that the oven needs to come on. So it constantly has 120. This completes the circuit and gives it 220. So when you go to replace these things, there's just 2 screws, one on this side and one on that side, and you just take or loose those 2 1/4-inch connectors on the back, and then take loose these screws, and there you go.